okay to like realize that you're on a journey. Thanks for stopping in and checking out Antler.City.Style. In today's video, I want to share with you my journey towards minimalism. Now, before I get started, I just want to let you know I'm not some super extreme minimalist that lives out of a backpack, and I definitely own more than 5 articles of clothing. I just wanted to share my journey and kind of how I've become accustomed to kind of a minimalist lifestyle and how I'm moving towards becoming more of a minimalist every single day. So first of all, I never even realized that I was becoming a minimalist, and the lifestyle that I'm living right now, I never thought that I was ever going to be living, and I never planned to kind of be like this. I just kind of fell into this lifestyle. So how have I kind of fallen into this lifestyle, and what have I done to get me to where I'm at? 1, a little while ago, I really decided that I wanted to stop doing things that I really hated doing. And a good example of that is washing dishes. I absolutely freaking hate washing dishes. Like, I feel like ever since I moved out of my parents' house, I've never had a dishwasher and I've done nothing but wash dishes. And one way to stop washing so many dishes is to only lay out for myself one bowl, one mug, one plate, like one of pretty much everything that I would use. That way when I went to go wash the dishes, I would only have to wash one of each thing and it would be ready to go for me. Now that works for me because I live alone and it's easy. I do have a set of dishes that for when people come over, I'll totally pull those out and they can use them. But visible height, one set, that's all. So that's just one example. I wanted to simplify my life and only do things that really I wanted to do and spend time on really doing things that I like doing. And that has allowed me to do that. So another way that I moved towards minimalism without knowing it is I decided that I really wanted to pay all of my debts off. And I was going to aggressively attack getting rid of all of my debts. Now, one way to do that is to really reduce the amount of things that I buy. And to do that, I decided that I was going to use pretty much all of the things that I had until they were gone. And then once they were gone, I was really going to only go out and buy things that I need and wanted and really liked. So for example, shampoos, creams, things like makeup, and just that kind of stuff. I basically have used everything until it's gone. And now when I want something or need something, I really think like, do I need it and do I want it? And that has greatly reduced the amount of clutter in my life, which brings me to my next thing, decluttering. So a little while ago, a couple years ago, I lived in a beautiful big house, 2.5 story, 3 bedroom, only 2 of us in this house. It had way too many rooms for us. And I just decided to decorate. I started working in a decorating store and I was getting things at like a really good reduced price. And all of a sudden I just had all of this stuff. And that was great for that house, but I don't have that house anymore. And in fact, I live in a really super, super tiny apartment, like very, very tiny. Maybe I should do an apartment tour someday. I don't know, give it a thumbs up, we'll see. But anyways, moving into this apartment, this tiny apartment has like kind of just showed me that I don't need all of these things, and I really couldn't stand all of the clutter. And by looking at all of this clutter, I've just started to like get rid of it. And by getting rid of it, it has allowed me to have a lot more space, and it's given me the freedom to kind of have movement in my own space. And it has also really just given me the option to have things around me that I really only like. So let's say I had like 5 vases. Instead of having 4 vases that I kind of like and every once in a while looking at those and like wishing that I was always looking at that 5th vase, I just have that one beautiful vase that I absolutely love. And yeah, so that's one of the other ways that I've moved towards minimalism. And then one of the other ways that I've moved towards minimalism is my consciousness in the environment. I like can't stand the thought of consuming, like changing out the new or changing out the old to bring in the new just because that's what people do. And I can't stand the thought of like everything going into a dump. So like, for example, when I walk into a dollar store, in my mind, that dollar store, when people just like start buying things that they're not going to use or they're maybe going to use once and throw away, that dollar store to me is like a beautiful junkyard. So everything in that store is eventually going to make it into the junkyard, into that dump, into that landfill. And that to me is a terrible idea. So from an environmental aspect, I really think about what I want and make sure that when I buy something, I've thought about it. I know it's gonna last me a long time. Yeah, it might cost more in the beginning, which brings me back to saving money right now. But in the long run, if I only have that one thing and I know it's gonna last me for a couple of years, maybe even a lifetime in some of the cases, some of the things that I bought, then I know that was worth it in the end, and I know that I'm never ever gonna have to potentially get another one of those things unless for some reason it breaks down or I lose it. So how does this all come into becoming a minimalist in my journey? I did not realize that minimalism was a lifestyle until I went online and I started searching ways to further out how I was going to simplify my life, make things easier for myself, and give myself more time for me so I can do things, like I said in the very beginning, that I really only liked instead of doing things that I hated just because I had to do them. And I saw that like, this is a lifestyle. People are doing this. And other people felt good from doing this. And they kind of had the same principles that I had. So things like, only keep things that are meaningful to you and that make you happy and that you like. Only keep things that really serve a purpose to you. And really think about those things that you want or need. Like, just because you're a minimalist doesn't mean that you can only have things that you need. You can definitely have things that you want. Like, for example, that beautiful vase. I want a beautiful vase. I don't need 5 beautiful vases. I don't even need one. But I want that. I like that. And it really gives me some thought. Like, that one thing makes me happy, makes me feel good. And I don't have to worry about like those other 4 that like I'm just gonna take in and get rid of. So, like, where am I going with this? Anyways, I just wanted to share with you that like, it's okay to become a minimalist, and it's okay to have things, and it's okay to like realize that you're on a journey, and it's also okay to realize that once you've come into a journey of minimalism that you don't have to get rid of all of your things, and what serves you as a person is going to be different than what serves me. And your journey towards minimalism is definitely going to be a different journey than my own. And who knows, maybe one day I will have that beautiful house again, and maybe one day I will decide to fill all the rooms. I highly doubt it, because I love the freedom of this life, and I really feel like I'm just gonna keep purging things in my life that don't make me happy, and I'm just gonna keep working towards doing things that only I love to do. And if that means becoming a minimalist, that's absolutely great. So anyways, I want to hear your story. I want to hear your journey towards minimalism. Make a comment below, give it a thumbs up, and I'm really thinking about doing that apartment tour. It's like a super tiny, cute little place, and if you want to see it, give it a thumbs up and I'll know whether or not to do it. Alright, thanks for stopping in and checking out Antler.City.Style, and I'll talk to you later.